feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Back again for whatever day this is for you. Today it's Thursday here. If it's Wednesday for you, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're a day behind the rest of the world. We're back again. Good to see you. Unfortunately, I would say it's nice to bring you some happy stories today, but we don't really do that here. We bring you stories of people who unfortunately pass away, normally due to crimes and things like that. Although today we have one about a couple, YouTube couple, who sounds like they went off to film a video for their channel and unfortunately ran into a very nasty accident with their truck, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. Good to see you all. Hey, Woman of Steel, Kathy's here, Blaze is here, Wendy, Mimi is here. Who else is here? Texas is here, Woman of Steel, Sean, good to see you. Marilyn Landis is here, Jojo made it. Mr. Dan Yee is here too. Four Sons Mom. Sean is here. James. Hey, James. Good to see you, buddy. Leisha's here. Mr. Dan Yee sent a super sticker. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I think it said wait for it. Well, thank you for waiting for the show to start. Natasha's here. I Hate Mornings is here. Lynn D made it too. Hey, Lynn D. All right. Let me get set up and then we'll get going. By the way, do you want to hear your random, while I'm getting set up, do you want me to tell you the random thing I learned about Aaron Patterson today? I will tell you. Yeah, if I can ever get back to it. So I was trying to find out more information about this spreadsheet that that Simon made to track his illnesses, right? And he talks about making it, and they sort of ask him, okay, so you made the spreadsheet, right? So what did you discover when you made the spreadsheet? And he says, when I made the spreadsheet and looked at what I'd come up with, my thought was this could appear to someone else looking at it that Erin was the cause of her cooking the food before that. And at the time when I did it, I didn't seriously entertain the possibility. And so basically, what he's saying is that, to outside people, it might look like it was Aaron, but he didn't seriously sort of consider that a possibility at the time. I would like to think eventually he did consider that it most likely was Aaron who was poisoning him, basically. So, hey, Danny, thank you. Oh, Jojo got it. That's a nice person to get the membership. I appreciate it. Thank you, Danny. That's very kind of you. So there's your random bit of information. I think I've talked about it before, but I find that very fascinating that he made this spreadsheet and then was like, my wife trying to kill me? No, 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 that can't be it. That can't be it. What do you mean my wife is trying to kill me? I think that would be a pretty typical type of response to, you know, putting all this information together and then going, wait, the common denominator here is my wife. Is she really trying to poison me and kill me? I think that would be a very hard conversation to have in your head. So hold on. All right. Danny says we're all nice here. No. Have you met some of the people that come in here? No, I'm just kidding. No, this is not the new chair. This is the old chair. This is still the broken one. See? Yeah. It's still the broken one. There's a reason. It's because we're trying to figure out how to protect the new one from the animals. because we're worried that they're just going to tear it to shreds. And we're looking at a cover or something like that. And until I figure out what I want to do and to protect it, I don't want to take this one away and then give the put the new one, because the cats will go mental and they will just destroy it. So no, this one is not quiet. This one is loud and squeaky. So sorry about that. All right. I want to talk about this couple. On the left here, this is Stacy, and on the right here, this is Matthew. They were a couple together. They had a YouTube channel. It was called Toyota World Runners, and it had around 200,000 subscribers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of subs on the channel, right? And they sort of did this type of thing, four-wheel driving, with their own flavor. They kind of built these vehicles, got them ready for the trips, and then went out to these like really nice places and went for adventures basically. Went on adventures with each other. I'm not going to play much of it. I just want to show you sort of what they did. Oh, does this one have anything? This is the both of them anyway. I'm not going to play their video, but let me get rid of that. That's them there. I wanted to find, they had one here that had them. There's another photo of the both of them in a very, beautiful part of the world. And they sort of document their sort of travels with their four-wheel drives, or that's what I'm going to call it, a four-wheel drive. And they went up on this trip, right? And so it says they've been through North and South America traveling and sort of, taking the vehicles out and driving through these really beautiful places, documenting it for their channel. And it sounds like they went up on a trip. I'm trying to find out if it was, so it was in the BC interior in Canada. And they went up there, and the police report that I've seen says that the search and rescue were alerted that there had been an accident in a remote section of this area. They went up there. Luckily, there was a second vehicle with them that was traveling with them that knew what had happened in the accident. They were able to raise the alarm. When they got there, they found a male occupant of the vehicle dead, and they found a female that was probably in the car at some point, but was now outside of the car, and she was alive at the time, but she was airlifted to hospital and died later that day. So that was Stacy and Matthew, and that was their sort of final moment. So what they believe happened is that they were trying to negotiate a part of the track, and the car somehow came off the track and rolled down an embankment, and it landed on what they call a rock field. And they were saying that they believe the truck flipped like a dozen times on the way down. I can't imagine what that would be, and what kind of damage that would do to not only the truck but the two people inside. I mean, now we know they died, but it's brutal to have a car flip that many times is not something I think we it's really not very nice. So yeah, here's some better photos of them. Yeah, there you go. You see them sort of doing up these trucks. They look like sort of truck slash camper van. They're sort of like these these builds that they did on the vehicles, and you see them, and they take them out and they head out and sleep in them, and it's like slash monster truck slash camper van, which is pretty cool. I like them. But if I can get down here. Yeah, so they died in an off-roading accident in British Columbia interior, and they're saying, I want to get down to the bit. So it's Caslo, is it Caslo? Caslo Search and Rescue confirmed the team had been called to the scene of a backcountry crash around 6:30 p.m. local time on the day. They said on the evening of August 7 at approximately 6:30 p.m., the SAR received a call regarding a serious motor vehicle rollover near Silver Cup Ridge, adjacent to Trout Lake, high in the Purcell Range. It says 2 ground teams were dispatched immediately, supported by a quad team for rapid access. The team was also able to secure a local helicopter and pilot to assist. Given the potential severity of the injuries and the limited daylight remaining, air support was critical. And they said upon arrival, the team located one individual with no vital signs, and a second person was found away from the crash site who was disorientated and suffering from serious injuries. They confirmed that the injured subject was stabilized and flown to a hospital where she sadly passed away later that evening. And then they said that the SAR team working with the RCMP and the coroner recovered the second individual and transported them after recovering. And they say here it was a challenging rescue and recovery for the team after an intensely busy few days. The remote access, high altitude, and limited daylight all added to complexity to an already difficult situation. And they say our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of those involved. And it's horrific. It really is. There's a lot of really shitty people on YouTube. There is. There's a lot of people on YouTube that seem to use the what we're on right now to put a lot of bad things into the world. They drama, true crime, or I don't know, other things like just bad things into the world instead of trying to do something good. And when you get like a very wholesome channel like this, where they're just trying to show people the world, show them like fun places to go, even though it might be a bit dangerous. It's not one of these channels that you're like, hey, let's go do something that will harm people or, make someone's life worse. They were trying to get people involved in the outdoors, and it always seems to be the people that are trying to do nice things that end up in these kind of situations, even though it's very dangerous hobby. It just, there's the helicopter heading out to the scene of the crash. They were saying that the helicopter, uh, originally when they tried to get one, because they didn't know the location. Well, when they told the helicopter, no, we know where they are. They were more into it. It could be a successful mission to try and go and get it. So that was a good news. Camera. I don't know. They said here that they don't know if filming at the time of the accident or not. Where you expect they're not gonna give it. Yeah, they're saying the rescuers were called an off-road motor on August 7th. They said it was on a forestry road somewhere in the mountains and quite a long ways north in the valley towards the village of Trout Lake. Let me see, where is that? So it was on a forestry road, so it may have been even unmarked or minimally marked up, on a map. It may be that's why it would be hard to find. No, that's not it. Let me see if I can find anything on a map here. Apparently, there's a lot of so they said it was adjacent. Yeah, it's very hard to. Is this the right place? Trout Mountain, Trout Lake. Just trying to find a landmark that I can. Oh, that would be Canada, and that would be BC. I don't know if this is the correct Trout Lake, but I hope so. Let's go here. So there's a lot of things around here. They said it was in a forestry trail adjacent to the lake. So if this is the lake, it could have been either side. But you see how, um, you know, look how steep and canyonous it gets in different areas very quickly. Like some of these areas of the elevation must be, I'm not sure what it is, but it must be very elevated in parts of it. So I don't know if they're this far up in the snow, but even if they were just up here, there's definitely some places where you could get into a lot of trouble. Did they give us a landmark? They did not. They just said a forestry road in the area. So Caslow would have been the nearest SAR team. Can we see that on the map? Ping's never looked up here. Oh, so here's Caslow down here. So this is where the team had to come from. This town here. So this is where search and rescue was located. So if they were somewhere, they said up north. So if we go north, yeah, you can see how, like, look at how the terrain gets very, very quickly. There's a lot. Yeah, you see these type of tracks, and if they're on a forestry trail, something like that looks like a forestry type trail. These kind of like very barely marked kind of areas. They could have been anywhere up here. So just trying to show you some of the area up here. There you go. Here's some more like ways around. Now I don't know where. They said a rock field was part of it. And you can see if you rolled anywhere on here, you'd be in some big trouble, in some very big trouble. So not the greatest place to have a life-changing accident. Not to blame them at all, but just just how these things work. You go on adventure, you go and have fun, and you try and take these kind of calculated risks to have an adventure and film some content, and sometimes they go wrong, unfortunately. So yeah, it does look dangerous in some places. The elevation does appear elevated. That's right. We should say that word more, right? But I'm just saying, like, it goes from like almost like from down here, it's not too bad, and you go like about a mile this way, and it starts getting a little bonkers. So this is not that far from the town. So they could, yeah, you could get into trouble in any place around here probably. They got many different peaks up here. So these poor people, unfortunately, and it's sad to hear, some people trying to put some positivity into the world instead of, I don't know, spread rumors and, you know, make false information on YouTube and, I don't know, try and make other people's lives miserable. Instead, people were trying to show you the beauty of the outdoors. And sounds like a very awful night. I know someone that was with them put out a statement. I'm just trying to find it. No, it's not that one. Someone put out a statement. It must not be on this one. So their friend actually put out a statement saying it was the worst 20 hours of their lives while waiting for the search and rescue to like finish up and retrieve them and find them. I mean, to be the other people that were their friends and be there, that would have been even that could have been even worse, I mean, not worse than being dead, but having to watch your friends in such a deadly situation and not be able to do much except for call for help. So I don't have that statement anymore, unfortunately. Yeah. Give me 1 second, I'll find it. It must be on a different article that I had. Yeah, I'm going to take you out to E! News. Why they're covering it, I got no idea.
Stacy Turrout and Matthew Yeoman's loved ones are in mourning. The couple, who go by Toyota World Runners on social media, died in a car accident on August 7th in British Columbia, Canada. Their families confirmed. Stacy's mom, Colleen Turrout, wrote on Facebook August 11th, "With unimaginable heartache, the families of Matthew Peter Yeomans and Stacy Turrout would like to advise that we lost them both, tragically succumbing to injuries in an off-road accident in the beautiful mountains of British Columbia that they loved so much. Please keep us and them in your thoughts and prayers as we navigate this devastating end to an amazing love story. They are together forever as we knew they would always be. Stacy and Matthew were found quite a long ways north in the valley up towards the village of Trout Lake, about 400 miles northeast of Vancouver. According to Mark Jennings Bate, the manager with Caslow's Search and Rescue, he told the CBC, "Our teams were able to get to them efficiently. It's a long journey, but they got there efficiently, so that was very, very helpful." Despite their arrival via helicopter, the official noted that one passenger was dead on arrival, while the other died at a nearby hospital. E-News has reached out to Caslow's Search and Rescue for comment and has not yet heard back. The couple, who lived as nomads in their Toyota, were no strangers to the outdoors as they spent their days exploring mountains, forests, and canyons. Matthew had even proposed to Stacy in front of Mount Fitzroy, which borders Argentina and Chile. He wrote on Facebook,
All right, I don't want to play E Entertainment's video for too long, but here's another article talking about it. And they were saying here that they believe that the car flipped many times on the way down. There's a few more photos of their vehicles. They are quite tall. I don't know how that. I've never gone out like off-roading, so I have no idea. Don't ask Ping how it works, but I can just tell you that it probably is dangerous in any vehicle. They said here, while the official cause of the crash has not been confirmed, investigators believe they likely lost control of the vehicle, causing them to plummet down a mountain. They say Jennings Bates estimated they fell about 200 meters or about 656 feet downhill until they slammed into the bottom, saying they likely rolled many, many times during the terrifying ordeal. They described the rescue operation as challenging because it was a long uphill journey to get to them, although he said his team did so efficiently. He noted his team has responded to many calls in the area where they died, as it is difficult to navigate and it is rugged. Falling like 200 meters in a truck, that is not a small amount of, distance. It's quite a lot. It is a hell of a fall, 200 meters. That is not. I'm not sure what truck they crashed in. I don't have a photo, but yeah, what is it? 200 meters. 200 meters. Let's see if we can find out what it would be. Oh wow, that is a hell of a fall. It's saying here that a 200-meter tall building is typically around 60 to 70 stories high. That's how far they fell in the truck. That is that's almost unbelievable how far they must have rolled or free fallen. Like if you imagine a skyscraper, that's how far they fell. Wow. I was thinking like they kind of tried to go up a very steep part of an incline and then sort of fell off and then rolled down, an area, and then it kind of like, it flipped. But shit, that's a hell of a drop. That's what it's telling me here anyway. So if you imagine if a truck fell from a skyscraper, this was the answer I got when I asked how far 200 meters would be equivalent to a building, and it's saying there. So what would be let's take the lower number just to keep inside the average. 60, 64 building, Melbourne. Let's see if we do have a 60-floor building. Okay, so Collins House in Melbourne is a pretty well-known thing. Let me show you. If I can get a image of it. There we go. That's not a good photo. Good work, Ping. There we go. So this is the equivalent in a building, and you can see how high it is and where the road is down there. They're saying this is the equivalent to that estimate. So that is it's almost incomprehensible how far of a fall that is. You know, like I said before, I thought it was sort of like, oh, they just went up and then they lost the footing on the vehicle and they rolled down, but that's a hell of a fall. It really is. So there you go, to put it into some perspective for you. Jeez, those poor people. I'm surprised. Like they said that the young lady Stacy, that she was still somewhat alive when they located her with the search and rescue. That's even a miracle that she was sort of still, on the planet at the time. And it's very sad that they got her to a hospital, but she died later on. So Joniel said, "I don't leave the house now." Wait, how far? They said it's about it's equivalent. Wait, no, yeah. So a Colin's house in Melbourne is that photo I'm showing you right now. It's 184 meters tall. They're saying that the fall from this was 200 meters. So even a little bit taller than the building I showed you before. So the building I showed you is actually a little shorter than the estimate of how far they fell. So they're saying like from the top of here all the way to the street level there. It's like they were up here on a mountain on a track or a forestry trail, and then somehow they must have had a cliff edge. They lost the footing on the vehicle and it rolled 200 meters down the hill all the way to the street level down here. So that's it. That's it. I can't even comprehend what that would feel like in a truck. It would just be like indescribable. I'm thinking, brutal, really, really sad story. Really, really, um, yeah. Jeez, when you put it in perspective of a bloody building, you go, that is a hell of a way to go. Um, yeah, what do they say? So they're saying their last video that they uploaded on their YouTube channel was July 31, about a week before they died. They died August 7th. So yeah, that is about a week, just over a week. Yeah, there you go. Here, they're saying another off-roading creator called Colin Stewart, who runs the channel called Dirt Theory, said he was with the couple when the horror unfolded. He says, I was with them when it happened and did everything in my power to save them. Those were the hardest 20 hours I have ever lived, the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. I'm sorry for all those that this has affected. This is a big loss for the off-roading community and a bigger loss to Matthew and Stacy's family and close friends. Yeah, wow. Poor. So there you go. There's that update about these two. Let me show you this nice photo. There you go. So yeah, very sad when we hear about YouTubers dying. I think it doesn't matter what part of YouTube you come from, whether you come from true crime or you're in gaming or something, or you're in this type of thing like cars and off-roading. I think it's like one giant family, right? And can pay our respects from any side of YouTube. Hey, Nero, what's wrong? It's Colin's house on Collins Street. That is right. That was the photo I showed you. It's in Melbourne in the city. So there you go. There's another photo. You can't even get it all in the photo because it is so tall. So there you go. There is that. All right, we're done with that lead story now. I want to be done with it. I don't think there's too much more to add. Otherwise, I'll just be repeating myself. So I want to move on. I thought I would have a better update for you today about that double homicide in Melbourne, but there's really been no update. Since he's been remanded in custody until January, there's been not much really else come out. So I wanted to have a little bit more into a look into Trevor Doyle, and I'm going to take you out to Channel 9 News for a little bit of an update anyway about. So we talked about him at the end of yesterday's show. He was found in a park in Queensland. They believe he got there the night before, and then he wasn't found until 7 a.m. the following morning. They believe he may have tried to meet up with someone and then was maybe attacked. So here you go.
Police have launched a homicide investigation after a man's body was found in a popular park at Logan. The cause of Trevor Doyle's death remains a mystery as detectives appeal for help from the public.
A horrifying find at the edge of a Slacks Creek park.
The circumstances surrounding the young man's death are tragic.
The body of a 29-year-old man in a gutter near the footpath, metres from a playground and the doorsteps of homes on Gunungai Drive.
A bit of a shock, especially with having two grandkids around. We've lived in this house for 18 years, so this is the first time something like this has happened.
Well, it's nerve-wracking, 100%.
The victim, identified as local man Trevor Doyle, known to police, found around 7 a.m. by a nearby resident, too shaken to speak on camera, but describing bloodied clothing to 9 News. Their discovery sparking a large crime scene.
There are visible injuries observed by our forensic officers that certainly allow us to treat this as a homicide and certainly an unexplained and suspicious death.
The nature of those injuries still unclear, pending the results of a post-mortem examination. Police focusing in the meantime on Trevor's movements in recent days and narrowing down a 12-hour window before his body was found.
I don't think it is random violence. I honestly believe at this stage that a meeting of some sort did occur.
If you look where the look in this photo and you can see the police markers behind the tent, most likely it looks like he came across the car park and I'm thinking maybe a knife. Maybe someone stabbed him and he's come across this car park and then he has fallen basically from his injuries and then stayed there until morning. And then someone has located him at 7 a.m. the following morning, because I've seen this type of marker layout before in a crime scene, and it's normally from someone who has had an artery punctured and they get a short distance from where the actual attack happened and they collapse and die. So I mean, it's just a guess. It's just a guess from the way these markers are laid out. It looks like someone may have caused him some sort of serious injury. And yeah, he stumbled across this car park and then succumbed to his injuries in that location. Very, very sad. Geez, I don't know what he did to like. No one deserves to be, attacked. But what was this all over? Here, they're saying the crime scene was set up at Gunungai Drive in Slacks Creek, Logan, after police were alerted about 7 a.m. on Wednesday following the discovery of a man's body. They're saying he has been identified as Trevor Doyle. They said preliminary investigations into the incident suggest he arrived at the park around 7 to 7:30 p.m. the night before. And they say they can't say at this long how long he was at the park prior to him being located. Well, preliminary investigation saying he was there between 7 and 7:30 p.m. and then he was found at 7 a.m. the next morning. Sounds like he was there for at least 12 hours. They said he described the circumstances surrounding the 29-year-old's death as tragic and said there had been visible injuries observed by forensic personnel working on the investigation. And then you hear in that news report that the witness saw bloody clothes on him. It sounds like a knife, maybe, possibly. Yeah, possibly a knife. And then you look at that crime scene in that video. I've seen crime scenes like this before, especially where you get like a blood trail in this way. The interesting thing is that there's two sets of markers. Normally you get one. I don't know why there's two, and they're across from each other, almost, step for step, as he might have been walking across the car park here. So, did he have multiple injuries to each side of his body? And he may have been losing blood as he went through. Could be swaying. Could be. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, could have been. But you see them, they bunch up. When it gets to the grass here, those markers become a lot closer together. You can't see it, it's just behind the tent. And then his body was found right here at the drainage area in the morning. So whatever happened to him, it's incredibly, it sounds like a violent end to that young man's life. Yeah, they said, however, a meeting between Mr. Doyle and another person at the park before his body was found was more likely than his death being the result of violence, so random violence. They're saying it's more likely that 29-year-old has met somebody here and something has occurred. And the simple fact is, at the moment, we have a lot of questions surrounding those circumstances. So they're not even sure why. They're saying Queensland Police told Sky News on Thursday morning that no arrests have been laid and further investigations remain ongoing. Yeah, they're saying police are appealing to anyone who may have been in the area of the park in Slacks Creek between 7 p.m. on Tuesday and 7 a.m. on Wednesday to come forward with any relevant information that could assist inquiries such as dash cam or CCTV. You can also provide information anonymously via Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000 or by filing a report at crimestoppersqueensland.com.au. So, let me see if we can find anything else here. Reserve Park in Slacks Creek. Let me see. One, I want to have a look at this. It's an odd place to go and meet up with someone. Look, here is the park. There's that car park that we saw, and there's that drainage area right here. So that's that drainage thing that we saw. There's the walkway. His body was found just over here. And then there's that walking path right near the car park. So drug deal? I wonder. I'm not saying that he's a drug addict or anything like that, but I just wonder, why would you meet someone in the car park area, and why go to the park to do it? It almost seems like you didn't want to do it at your home. Was he selling drugs to people? Did someone attack him to take what he had? Was he trying to buy drugs from someone and they just rolled him for his money? I don't know. I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to say he's a drug addict or anything. Just possibilities. Could be a dating app, maybe. Jay said they said he was already known to police. Could be drug activity. Drugs or sex, says Permaculture Kiwi. Maybe drugs, yeah. Jay said it's a pretty rough area too. Yeah, I know when you go to like randomly meet someone at a car park, it's normally to do a deal. It's not it's not to do too much else unless you're meeting for a hookup in a car or something. But yeah, and it's a weird time of night, about 7 to 7:30 p.m. Hmm. Could be a fight. Maybe had beef with someone, and then they decided to meet up and hash it out. and it turned into a violent assault on him. Could be. Let me see if I can find anything else. Homicide investigation. All right. I'm going to take you to ABC.
Police are appealing for information.
ABC, and let's see what they have to say.
Police are appealing for information from the public after the body of a 26-year-old man was found in a park in Logan, south of Brisbane. Reporter Baz Ruddock has the details. Baz, what can you tell us?
Good morning. Now, police were called to Reserve Park in the Logan suburb of Slacks Creek yesterday morning after members of the public found the body of the man laying on a footpath. Now, yesterday, police identified the man as 29-year-old Trevor Doyle. Police say Mr. Doyle had visible injuries but did not detail what those injuries were. They also said that it was likely that Mr. Doyle was in the park the night before meeting someone he may have known, rather than that he was the victim of random violence. Detective Inspector Chris Knight addressed media. Here's a little of what he had to say.
The circumstances surrounding the young man's death are tragic, of course, and there are visible injuries observed by our forensic officers that certainly allow us to treat this as a homicide and certainly an unexplained and suspicious death.
Now, police are appealing to members of the public for CCTV or dashcam footage to come forward.
Not a lot of new information in that one, but we did get some. I'm going to pause it. So the fact that the SES are looking under plants and things like that around here, I reckon they're looking for a knife. And look, they're looking in the gutter here. They would also look into any drainage. So if there's like those drainage grates that you see, oftentimes people that are involved in crimes will take the knife and throw it into a drain, hoping that the cops won't find it. And you'll often see the SES like this combing the area looking for a weapon. So I suspect that it looks like a knife crime. I don't know for sure, but that evidence marker layout combined with them searching like this tells me that could be a knife crime. Let me see. His name is I'll put it in chat. 29-year-old Trevor Doyle. Let me have a look at what I can find. Here, you guys can have the name too. Let me see if I can go on my Facebook and have a look. Yeah. I know he's a somewhat younger guy. They don't even use Facebook anymore, but I can have a look. And he's in Queensland. All right, let's have a look. Unfortunately, there's a couple of famous people called Trevor Doyle. A guy named Peter Conlon wrote online, "I'm going to miss you, Trevor. He was one of my good friends at Morey School." Seems like a lot of people who know him are posting on Facebook, unfortunately. Let me see if I can find anyone else who may have commented. Anyone share anything interesting? Yeah, 8 comments. Someone wrote in the comments, "You can't tell me the cops don't know anything. There is CCTV at the park. Just shows how, blah, blah, blah. Something about cops being crap." So apparently the one person reckons they have CCTV at the park. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if locals seem to be very upset about it. Yeah. Okay, not a lot of like new information, but I'm just checking out one of his friends here. I don't see that he's posted anything, recently. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to read. So, yeah. I don't see too much else, really. Um, hmm. They're saying that I don't know if he is saying that he's going to a different funeral, but he was asking someone if they were going to a funeral tomorrow. I don't think the body would be released that quickly, but Rip Trevor Doyle. So a lot of friends online. 29 sucks. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of people comment, and I a can't find a social media account from him. Okay. People. Let me see if I can. Let me check people and see if we can find anything. I don't really see anything that would match him. Not from Queensland, Australia, anyway. Ah, I do. Ah, that's where they got the photo. Okay. So this is where they got that photo in the media. This was taken the 5th of January 2024, so over a year ago. He's just saying he loves his friends here. What else? Anything else from him? Nope, just a profile photo. Seems like he has his profile somewhat locked down. So let's check the comments. Someone wrote on his page, "Heard you died, mate." And someone says, "I doubt he'll answer this observation." Yeah, I don't think he's going to answer either because yeah, it sounds like he was murdered. Someone here, Katrina Violet, posted he was murdered. Does sound that way, Katrina. Does. Yeah, so nothing we can glean from his social media profile, but we know where they got his photo from now. So no new information, but there are a lot of friends and family on Facebook saying that they are going to miss him, and he had a lot of people that really liked him in the area. So he seems like he had some supportive people in the area. Um, just looks like a young guy. Gayla says it was 20C at 1 a.m. Yeah, some people are very ignorant. Yeah, SP Mom said YouTube is mean and sneaky even with no ads. When I pay for it, they will still pop up. And when I don't have a membership on YouTube, they come up on anyone who doesn't have them. There should be no ads on this video. I don't put ads in our live shows. So when we do the live show, I turn it off and I only put it on the replay. So if people watch on the replay, there will be ads. But when we're live, I don't put advertising so that we get halfway through a show and then you have to watch an ad and then have to catch back up again. No, I'm not doing that to people. You can put icons in your name if you want. Yep. All right. Jay said Google said that yes, Reserve Park in Slacks Creek does have CCTV as part of the Logan camera safety program kept for 30 days. Well, I'm guessing the police will be asking for that CCTV from the council. Might take a day or two for them to get it, probably. Oh, yep. All right, guys, give me a second. I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. I had to answer a phone call. I did it as quickly as I could. Hey, good to go. Hey, Miss Woozy, how are you? Says, I appreciate that. It's so annoying to have to catch up. Yeah, I don't put them when we do it live. I've watched other creators do that, and I'm like, that's so annoying. No one can follow what you're talking about. So, no, I don't do that. Rachel said, let's hope they get more from that camera footage. I guess it depends where the cameras are located. Can we see them on that image? Like, where would they put them? Is that them there? They might. Is this the cameras right here? Is this a light or a camera? It's very hard to tell from the terrible quality of the photos. But if one of these are cameras, they would be maybe looking. He was found, where was it? So there's the car park. He was found like here. So if one of these are cameras, maybe they would probably be along the footpath, you would think. Yeah, let's have a look. Hold on, let's see if we can go. Can we go here? Is that a camera? It looks like a camera right here. So there is a camera within view. So this is where he was found, just here. Like, you can see the car park right here. He was found like right here in this, between this fence here and this bit of concrete just past the car park. There's a camera right here. So right there, there's a security camera. So I'm guessing that they should be able to get footage of what the hell happened. I would be surprised if they don't already have it. They should have got it like that. So you reckon they're solar lights? They look like those little bubble security cameras. Like they got that little bubble under it. I mean, it could be a light. Where else would there be a camera? I mean, the park's not very big. That's the thing. Like, where else would they have a camera? You know, sometimes they have like those movable they have these movable cameras that the police often have on a trailer and they move them around, but I don't know if let's go on the other side of the park. What does it look like? Let's go here. That looks like a camera to me. They look like cameras. At least there's one here. That doesn't look like a light. That looks like a camera. That looks like a weather station on the top of it. I don't know if it is, but it looks like one. That definitely looks like CCTV to me. I mean, I don't know, but Sean might know more. But that definitely looks like it looks a little too small to be a lamppost, but looks like a camera. So there's at least one. I don't know how many they have throughout here, but is that another one? They got two. So there's one up here, and there's actually one further down the pole here. So they've got two on this quite tall pole. So we go up here. That's a light. That one's a light. So they've definitely at least got two. You should be able to see. It's not a very big park. It's not like you're talking about like 5 kilometers of parkland. It's just around here. You'd have to hope that those cameras can actually see. So there's the camera right there. That looks like, you would think, since it being so high up, that they would have a pretty good view of over here. But we do have to remember it was nighttime. I don't know how much light this place has at 7 p.m. at night. I don't know how much actual artificial light it has to lighten the area at night. So you'd have to see. You would have to just look at the footage. Jay said maybe the police just aren't releasing any info. I would say they're trying to find out probably the thing I would guess is, did the person come by foot or did they come here in a car? If they came here in a car, they might be able to maybe get this, maybe get the rego, but it's a long shot because these cameras are often not the craziest, like 4K quality. They're normally pretty, not great. And to see that far away and with the light dimming, then try to get a license plate, it may be, maybe not. Yeah, that's what I just said, Sean, that they may have a bit of a hard time trying to get a license plate from that type of camera. Yeah. They have two. So they have one at a lower level right there. That one may not have like line of sight. This one might, but it's a very little camera. Very tiny, tiny camera. It's not like a big camera with a good quality, lens on it. It's a very tiny all-in-one. So when you get this domed view like this on a camera, anything on the outskirts of that dome is going to be distorted. You're not going to get like a really nice quality on that picture. The best picture you're going to get is sort of in 120 degrees below the camera. So 120 degree field of view below the camera. But if you're talking like, 180 plus in the opposite direction, I think you would struggle. That's a shame. I hope there's something on there as a clue, but you're pushing the technology of that camera to the limit. I think it would be I don't think it'd be great. Jay said, so it's more of a deterrent camera than real CCTV. No, like if someone got attacked right under that camera or just a little bit away from it on that path, yeah, that would work and you'd have good video of it. But on the opposite side of the park in a car park, I think you may be out of luck. What did Sean say? Yeah, so we plan to. It's just everything's been so busy at the moment with everything. We plan to use the other channel. The other channel is going to be for like things that are not true crime. So yes, we plan to use it. Keep subscribed to that channel. Keep subscribed to the secret second channel. Yeah, keep subscribed to our secret second channel. If you're already subscribed, then you already know about the secret channel. So yes, we will be there. Yeah, night SP Mama. We're gonna wrap up here in a minute too. Who's messaging me? Yeah, just use. All right. All right. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Mrs. Ping is sending me a million messages, which means I should go. Hey, I love you all. There is no links. Actually, I don't know if I have the links. I will post the link under the video. So when I find it, because I haven't gone to it in a few weeks, it's not on my page. I'll get a link for everyone. Miss Wu says, I'm finally done with work. Good work for doing work and being done with work. You don't know about the secret second channel? Oh, you should find out about the secret second channel. Hey, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I want to thank Danny for the membership, for gifting the membership. And he did a super chat earlier too, but it's not on the thing here. Sean said, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us grow. It does help us grow. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, I would appreciate it. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, that would be an even bigger help to Ping. So I would appreciate it. Jay gifted 1 Nights of Ping membership. Thank you. I appreciate it. Help the community grow. Unfortunately, I think I gave away all my memberships for this month. So I can buy some more and give them away on another show. But I think we gave away all of the ones we got already. Let's see. Yep. Good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? I don't know. But I have been working on the Aaron Patterson video. Get this. So we started out and we're like, we want to make it like about an hour. We think an hour is a great, period of time. It's long enough for people to watch it. They won't get bored. It is now at 2.5 hours in length. 2.5 hours with this added suppression order being lifted on Friday. It is now at 2.5 hours long, and we're editing it and putting in evidence and stuff like that. But it should be, when complete, it should be the only Aaron Patterson video you should ever have to watch, and you will know everything about the case that Ping knows. So everything I know, you should know. When this video comes out, you'll know everything in one video. So if you didn't get to watch the trial, you didn't get to watch all the videos all the way through when we went to court every day, you'll be able to watch this one video and you'll be all caught up. So, but yeah, it's at like 2.5 hours in length now. Hey, yeah, happy birthday to me. Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. It is my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it doesn't work for everyone. I don't know why. It only works for some people. Yeah, it is my birthday tomorrow. Yeah, see you, Jay. See you, Jay. A party tomorrow? We'll do something. We'll do something tomorrow. We'll do something on Friday. All right. And then we get to celebrate it in the USA as well the next day. So I sort of get like 2 birthdays, an Australian birthday and an American birthday. So yeah. All right. Love you all. Love you all. By the way, I wanted to thank I think I missed a super chat last night. Hold on. Did I miss a super chat last night? I just want to double check. I don't want to be mean to someone. I hope I didn't. If I did, I'm sorry. And I hope it wasn't one of our great friends. I hope I put it up and said thank you. But if I didn't, it wasn't intentional to that person. And I do appreciate it. I saw it on the replay. So thank you very much for that super chat last night, right at the end of the show. It was very kind of you. All right. Let's get out of here. Good night. Hopefully tomorrow, more information on Trevor and what happened to Trevor at this park. Maybe we'll get some CCTV. Maybe we'll see that they arrested someone. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Maybe the police will have a press conference. But Trevor deserves to have justice just like anyone else. So I hope we can get that for him and do that. So 41 candles on the cake. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Lots of birthdays this month. We have quite a few. We have 40. Permaculture said 40s are awesome. All right. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Oh, Mr. Cheetah No More's birthday is August 20th. We'll celebrate that too. Hey, Four Sons Mom. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Oh, thanks, Jay. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Good night, everyone. Bye.